Hello and welcome back to the Chartreuse Leprechaun. I'm Mark for the Chartreuse Leprechaun with whatever. He's still not here, which is a good thing. Although you'd think it from what's been going on the last couple of weeks. We had some equipment failures, had to replace some gear, and so we're still a mess up here. The to be studio is still a train wreck. You can see all the boxes from the new stuff. You can also see I finally got a microphone. Yay! So we'll be able to hopefully take care of all the audio issues that we had on the last couple of videos. I'm starting to get the hang of the editing software for the sound and the video. So hopefully that will sort itself out. And in the meantime, we're still here in Texas and not real sure when we're headed back home. Things are supposed to start opening up in the next week or two. So we're probably 2-3 weeks still here, and then I'll go through this whole setup process all over again. Yeah, hopefully without any help from the Leprechaun. And in the meantime, we'll keep gaming. This will probably be my last personal video on all of this, since we finally got most, if not all, of our gear. So we'll see where it goes from here. But in the meantime, just remember, if you see it happen and you don't know why, the Leprechaun did it. All right, and welcome back to the Chartreuse Leprechaun. My name is Mark, your host. I apologize that there was not a Chartreuse Leprechaun video story on the front of this thing. I couldn't find the copyright-free pictures I needed for the story I was trying to tell. So we'll just kind of have to do without while I get things together here. You see, the Chartreuse Leprechaun was on a dock having lunch with a yellow hippo and the green giraffe. They were making peace with each other. The yellow hippo was facilitating, and they were eating tacos, Mexican food. Oh, it was so good. And you remember that hungry stalker fish? Well, he took this flying leap out of the water and was headed straight at him, and they all freaked out, or at least the green giraffe and the yellow hippo freaked out and ran away, and they knocked their food in the water, so the stalker fish got a free meal out of it. The Chartreuse Leprechaun just laughed because he didn't give anything up. It didn't cost him a thing. And the stalkerfish was once again his friend, and they're preparing for some future antics, which will probably go against the other two lunch parties. So stay tuned. That story has yet to be developed. And in the meantime, back to where we are in the game. Yeah, I know that was a lousy Chartreuse Leprechaun story. I promise I'll do better. That was kind of off the cuff. But a couple of things. I wanted to look over the equipment that we've got so far. Let's get back out of that fabricator. So we have the knife, we have the scanner, and we have the flashlight. Matter of fact, I want to move those around real quick. I want the scanner to be number 1. I want the knife to be number 2, and the flashlight to remain number 3. That's a personal preference. You'll figure yours out as you get in through the game. As you see, we've got a couple of spare batteries in there. Always carry some spare batteries, especially if you're going to go on an extended wander through the game area. This stuff uses power, and you're going to find yourself hard pressed to get home or up from a really deep depth if your batteries are dead. So with that in mind, I'm looking for a couple of things we can do for equipment this trip. Let's get back out of there and come back over to the fabricator. Actually, no, we need to eat and have some water before we go too much further. And I have no stored food. So let's go back to the storage bin. And we're going to get one of these bricks. There aren't many of these. You'll find them in a few lockers here and there as you go around. Storage containers when you're in a wreck or something of that nature. You'll occasionally find storage containers that have water bottles, these food bricks, and so forth. So, but we're going to bring our numbers up. We're going to have a bottle of water, and we're going to have a brick. And again, notice that you can have more than 100 in food. Your health will not go over 100. Neither will your hydration, your water meter right here. So just bear that in mind and keep an eye on it. Let's see, we've got 4 med packs, we've got 4 bottles of water, too big, too small. Because remember, there are different sizes. There's a 30 unit.
Congratulations, survivor. You have exceeded your weekly exercise quotient by 500%. Data indicates that swimming was your favorite activity. Be sure to vary your routine for uniform muscle development.
And there you go. There's some good news. You're staying healthy. Congratulations. During COVID-19, you managed to stay healthy while playing a video game. That's quite an accomplishment. At any rate, you've got the filtered water that is done using the those bladderfish, and then you've got the disinfected water, which is done using a coral and a salt block to make bleach, and then you take the bleach, and that makes 2 bottles of water. So they hydrate you more than these do. They take up the same space in your storage. Boy, I'm having fun talking English today. At any rate, so while we're in here, we'll go ahead and store those 2 items. And we will call that good. So we need to, back where I was starting, we need to make a couple of extra tools and such this trip. We'll take a look here at the tools. We need a repair tool because you cannot progress until you have repaired the radio, and you can't repair the radio until you repair this power plate over here. So we've got to have a repair tool. Now, according to this, we can make it. Matter of fact, I may actually have all the stuff to make that over in the side locker. Cool. All right, and we're also going to need a habitat builder because we're going to need to build a base out in the ocean somewhere. Where there's a lot of resources is usually the best place to build these. But we're going to need to build it because we're going to need more space. There's some appliances, some machinery, some other things that you have to have a habitat to be able to build and use, and you will need them. So we need that habitat builder. The other thing we're going to need is the laser cutter down here. Now, we haven't found all the fragments for that. So we have to keep on the lookout for those because we're going to need that to get through some sealed hull plating on occasion. And after that, we need working gizmos. We need the sea glide because we need to get around faster because the faster you move, the longer your oxygen lasts while you're doing stuff. Pretty simple. We need this grav trap because that makes fishing so easy. It's incredible. And on our wish list is a sea moth, but to build that we're also going to need the mobile vehicle bay, neither one of which we have all the fragments for. And speaking of fragments, let's take a look at that real quick and see where we are. So scroll down here. Yeah, we need 1 more fragment for the laser cutter. We need 1 more for the sea glide. We don't have any of them for the mobile vehicle bay. We need 1 more grav trap, and we don't have any of them for the sea moths. So we've got a lot of scouting and looking ahead of us. So, with that in mind, let's get to it. Let's get out in the water and get busy. Ooh. I didn't want to do that. I was trying to catch that fish. Good deal. Got 2. And we'll do that. And yes, that will work. Now we need some salt. Oh, I don't want to go play with him. All right, so let's do some looking around. Oh, there's another one. I don't know where he went, but I don't want him to bother me, so we'll kind of stay over in this direction. Yeah. Oh, I remember something I wanted to show you. I did a little looking around beforehand. All right, so that's the aurora. The aurora mostly points north to south. And the sun comes up in the north of all places and sets in the south. So go figure that one out. Thought I'd throw that one out for you just so you can kind of keep a reference going in your head of where you are and what's going on. And let's see what we have here. I think I already cleared this one. Oh, look, another grav trap. Outstanding. Well, we want to scan that. That makes 2. Alright, we can now make those things. That's X. Ooh, a beacon. This is something you can use to mark a position long term when you find a wreck, a big area of resources, anything of that nature. You can set a beacon there and you can find it. You can go back to it at will as long as it's got power. When I played through this, when I played through this the last time on Freedom, I used them to mark the location of my habitats, and they kept recharging the battery off the power from the habitat. I'm not entirely sure how that works. Transmitted through the water maybe or something. I honestly not sure, but it worked, and it was really nice being able to know where you were going and where things were. So made finding my way around a lot easier. Well, that's handy. A little bit of silver. Take that. Take that. Oh, yes, salt. Excellent. Getting lots of salt here. That's a good thing. Oh, that is a sand shark. I don't like sand sharks. A little gold. Good deal. There's another sand shark. We'll just keep swimming.
Show a nearby cave entrance. Depth 90 meters.
And
leading to an unknown environmental biome.
Yep, that's a big cave system, and you will have to get into that later. But for right now, we'll just kind of keep our distance. And top off our oxygen. And go back down here.
Local radiation readings suggest the Aurora's drive core has reached.
Yeah, that glitchiness on the bottom is my that folding program that I'm doing. It takes up some of my core and thread capacity.
Oxygen efficiency decreased.
And because of that, it gets a little glitchy on the graphics. So I'd apologize, but you know what? I'm kind of happy with that. Ow! Dang it. Those are like electric little fishies that wander around and like try and electrocute you and stuff. So they don't do a lot of damage, but yeah, they sneak up on you. So on this up and down thing is why you definitely want a sea moth or a sea glide. Sea glide in particular at this point in the game, but a sea moth is also good. Problem with the sea moth is you have to create a couple of other things before you can build storage capacity in it, so that you can stay gone for extended periods of time without having to worry about it. So I want to get to that thing right there, because I think that is a sea moth fragment. It is. Excellent. And there we go. That's one. I think there's 3 of those I have to find to be able to make anything. Yeah, we'll go ahead and scan it because it says we can.
30 seconds.
Oh, there we go. And also remember that if you have a tool in your hand, scanner, knife, whatever, put it down. Change it out for the
levels in the water. Performing a self-scan is advised.
Yep, that's a warning that there's bacteria running around and you may be infected, damaged, what have you. That is an element of the game's story, so pay attention to that. It said do a self-scan. We'll do one of those in a minute. And I see another sea moth fragment. Well, that's handy. That's very handy indeed. And is there anything else? Yeah, salvage, we'll take that. Can always use more titanium.
30 seconds.
Oops. Put the tool down, head to the surface. Yeah, this gets kind of long and tedious when you have such a low oxygen supply, I guess is the way to put it. You wouldn't think 2 minutes in this game is a low oxygen supply, but it is. So learn to work with it and pay attention to those oxygen warnings. They are important. Oh my goodness, are they important? What? Well, that's different. I've never seen one of those in the
Passing
middle of the floor.
100 meters. Oxygen
That's a piece of
efficiency
lead.
decreased.
So we'll get back over 100 meters so that we can use optimal oxygen again. Yay. And could it be? Oh my goodness.
30 seconds.
Yeah, there we go. Now we can make a sea moth. That's cool. Okay. Well, that's way ahead of where I expected to be able to do that, but okay. Now let's worry about getting to the surface before we run out of oxygen. And we're going to make it. That's good news. All right. So now remember, the things you've scanned, you still have, even if we die, we still have all those scanned items. Now, I want that thing to leave me alone. Yeah, okay. He's going to leave me alone. Yay, thank you. We're going to come over here, because this is another sea moth fragment, and what happens if you already have them all the ones you need, you get 2 pieces of titanium for your
30 seconds.
For your inventory. So whether that's a sea moth or a bioreactor or the scanner fragment or whatever it is, if you already have the item fully scanned, in other words, you could build it, you get 2 titanium for whatever that item is you just scanned. So I'll show you that real quick. And there's another sea moth fragment down there, I think. That's funny. I don't need a sea moth fragment. I want some other stuff. Pull out the scanner here. Bioreactor fragment. That's good. And it looks like we have fully synthesized that. And there's another scanner for laser cutter fragment. So this should be, I think, the last one we needed. Yes, it is. Outstanding. This is good. And we're at the 32nd point. We'll beat him to the warning, and we'll head to the surface and drink a bottle of water. We got time? Yeah. That helps. Don't forget, like I almost did, to keep track of your meters over there. Water, health, food, they matter. And which, by the way, also means that make sure you take water and food with you every time you go out. Do not forget, or you will end up with troubles. What the heck is that? Oh.
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Scanner room fragments. Now we can make that. That's cool.
Integrating new PDA data.
Well, I'm starting to feel it in my hand and arms, so we're not where I wanted to be. I really wanted to have a sea glide by now, but what are we doing on storage here? Yeah, we're sort of full. Oh, I don't really want to go home without that sea glide fragment found. Darn it. But I guess we're going to. What is... Oh, this is one of those big wrecks. Okay. Well... to the surface before it gives us a warning. Yeah, we're doing good. Outstanding. Topped everything off. Swim down here, see if we can find what we're looking for. Which is another 1 or 2 sea glide fragments. Because we want that item. We actually want that more than we want the sea moth at this point. But we can make that as soon as we gather enough materials for it, that is. Nothing in there. Fragments are usually in those crate boxes, which is why I'm checking those first.
30 seconds.
Oops. Oh, this is so painfully slow without that sea glide. It really is. Oy. Yeah. Oxygen. I beat you to it. So there. Oh, goodness. It's good to be silly sometimes.
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Scanner room fragment. Well, I'll get another couple of pieces of titanium out of this because I've already... No? Oh, 2 out of 3. I thought I'd gotten all of them. Ah. Well, I stand corrected.
"30 seconds.
Dang it. All right. We'll have to do without. We'll head back to the raft. The life pod. We're probably about 400 meters from it. The game area, by the way, is about 2,000 by 2,000 in terms of meters. By the way, that game measures it, by the way. I have no reason to believe that those measurements are accurate, but the game uses them. So, sea moth and sea glide. Oh, the big difference between a sea moth and a sea glide. With a sea glide, you still have to come up to the surface to get air, but you can get up and down a lot faster. The sea moth has an oxygen generating system in it. So all you have to do is get back on board. And if it's 10 meters away, it's a lot easier to get to that than it is to swim 100, 200, 300 meters to the surface. Because remember, you can, by yourself, swim to any depth, but your submersibles have depth crush limits. So they're modifiable, but they have them. And I don't understand why that is so, but that is so. It's just part of the game mechanics. So, all right, let's get in here and see what we can do here. Sulfur, that, titanium, yeah, so we can drop the quartz, we can drop that, and yeah, so we'll come over here and we'll make ourselves the repair tool. Outstanding. Then we will very quickly take care of the food. We will cure the food so that it lasts, because we're not going to need to eat it all. Looking at the health meter over there, the food meter. But we do want to have some around that will last, that we can carry with us, that's not going to rot, etc. So, and then we're going to make some water. And outstanding. So now we come up here and we break down those titanium scrap metals. We have 2 or we had 3? We had 3. Okay. And as I'm sure you noticed, we have a lot more on us than we can fit in the internal storage bin on the life pod. So we're going to need to make another one of these. And we need a copper ore to make a grab trap. Oh, I'm going to push beyond where I should push, because it's so cool. Put those in there. We'll take this over here. And when we go out to launch that storage bin, I'll show you how a grab trap works real quick. All right, so now we go under water. We come over here. Somewhere in there, I try and keep all 3 of them roughly in the same place. I usually get 3. There have been occasions where I've gotten 4 because I didn't get all the equipment that I wanted right away. And I had to store stuff for a while. We will just start putting stuff in there. And we'll We'll eat a fish, and we'll drink some water. Drink another water. Yeah, that'll work. Alright, the grav trap. So, I want to find a place where fish are swimming. Yeah, that'll work. Just do it right over here. And we want to put that in. Oh, it's already in slot 5. Good deal. Auto slotted to 5. So we push the 5 key, and then we want to launch it. We just left click the mouse and then back up. Now watch what it does. And it pulls in all this wonderful stuff that you can then make food from, or get water, or whatever it is you're trying to do. So, assuming you can, there's one, and it can only get away so far. Oh, I got a bird. That's a bird from up in the sky. That's funny. Some of the fish, it will pull in fish that are too big to hold. Don't worry about it. Sun's coming back up, so I need fish. Yeah, I'll take you too. Get some more water going. And yeah, you can see how this simplifies fishing and all of that so much. It's incredible.
Oxygen.
Whoops. And it's also very easy to get lost while you're fishing because you forget that anyway, you get the idea. Oh, the fish,
Emergency. A quantum detonation has occurred in the Aurora's
so
drive
we'll
core.
grab that and
The
we'll come back
reactor
up here.
will reach a supercritical state in T-minus 10, 9, 8.
Yeah, it's going to make a
7,
mess.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Oh, shoot. I almost forgot. This has, it really does when you're underwater, and depending on where you are, and this happens, it actually throws the sand and the rocks and everything, and it just blows by just like a real explosion. It's really cool, and I forgot about it. Sorry about that you had to miss out on that. And okay, I want some table coral so that I can make that chip and maybe make that tool real quick. So I want my knife, and I'm not finding what I'm looking for. That is not fair. The game should have it right here where I want it, not make me go all over the place looking for it. This is not fair. I want to complain to the developers. There we go. Table coral. Oh, well, maybe not. At least I could come right back down on top of it. Oh, good Lord. So this is the problem with me in games. I get lost in them. And because of that, I get to hurting and I don't realize I'm actually having trouble when I should recognize it. And it's a bad thing.
"30 seconds.
Alright, so we got coral. Right, now let's go swim back to the ship, because now we have what we need. Make the habitat builder too. Oh goodness. I was really hoping to catch that on video for you guys. But as so often happens, we're going to cure some more food. And wait a minute, I thought I had water. I guess I didn't. Okay. Let's see here. So we need gold. copper wire. That makes that. We need this. I don't remember what we needed after that. And I just forgot that I could have looked at the recipe inside the PDA. Oh well, you'll have these things. So I just need the computer chip. Outstanding. Computer chip. That's up here, and there's the chip. And when I make that, it's going to tell me there's a new thing that I can make. It's called an advanced wiring kit. We actually won't see that until we get completely out of the interface. And there's my habitat builder. Outstanding. So we managed to get the repair tool and the habitat builder. And I can't have the laser cutter until I find diamonds. Diamonds are a pain in the rear to find because you have to go way deep or way out, which is why we need the habitat, which will be our goal the next time. Let's see. I think we're good and done. Let's go ahead and have a little water, and we'll eat fish, and we'll drink another water. I just wasted a 30 instead. That was not smart. At any rate, so that's the beauty of the grab trap. It makes fishing so simple. It's amazing. It's still kind of hard to catch up with the fish while they're swimming around, but they can't go that far. It simplifies it amazingly so. So hopefully next time we can find the rest of the slots or the fragments for the sea glide, because we definitely need that. We only need one more. The beacon would be another help so that we can mark the location of the habitat we're going to build. And you know what? We may actually have everything we need for that. Our problem is we do not have the mobile vehicle-based scans yet. So we're still looking for 3 of those, and you have to have that to build this. And there you go. So we will look into building a habitat next time and setting up a beacon so we can get back and forth to it easily. And we'll call this show good. Oh, there's that advanced wiring kit I mentioned a little bit ago. Computer chips and gold and a wiring kit. That is used for other things. But for the moment, I think we'll call this a show. It's been fun. And this is the Chartreuse Leprechaun. My name is Mark. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to you next time. You have a great day and a great week. Alright, so I've been kind of wandering around and treading water and just kind of waiting for the drive core explosion to occur. I started a new playthrough on the side just for this so I could show you what it is. It's got a few problems. The fish don't seem to be affected, the stuff like that, but it's actually pretty cool. And here we go. We'll get underwater here. And we'll just kind of hold still. I love the countdown, the way the computer glitches through it. It's kind of cool. Nice touch. You'll see in a minute that it's going to start blowing sand and all kinds of stuff at you when it goes boom. And everything starts shaking. There it goes. And there's all the sand. And we'll pan over here. If I can find one. Yep, there's a fish. You see how it's not affected by the wash. But look at the way that's blowing across the ground. The floor, the sea floor. It's pretty cool. It's interesting to see that touch in the playthrough. So anyway, I wanted you to see that. It's kind of nice.